The latest. Thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all. Africans have been yearning for something for a very long time, and that is the unification of the continent, seeing ourselves as one people, and we are looking for leaders to lead us. And now, all in all, the savior, the protector, the unifier, the messiah, the king of kings, the most loud, Captain Ibrahim Traore, General Assimi Goita, and Abdurrahmane Tchiani are here. Today, the government of Burkina Faso, Captain Ibrahim Traore, issued permanent residence to some Africans who visited Burkina Faso, and our brother and uncle, Joshua Mamponga, has delivered a very powerful speech because he said the movement of Burkina Faso isn't a country, it is an idea. And all we are looking for is one Africa, one army, one leadership. And we cannot give credit to only one leader in the Sahel, especially when we know that it is the leader of Mali, General Assimi Goita, who started this revolution, and he is the head of the revolution. So we are all happy that finally we are seeing ourselves as one people. We are coming together. That is why Captain Ibrahim Traore is opening the doors to everybody to come. If only you want to be a member of this movement, you want to be a Burkinabe, you are welcome. Because we need to start seeing ourselves as one people. We need to unite and reconnect with ourselves. The African, like one time he said when he was addressing the prisoners, that as Africans we are loving people. We are unique. We are one people. And we need to go back to the way we are. And we cannot get what we are looking for if we ourselves are not ready to change the narrative in our country and in the continent. We must start seeing ourselves as one people. And that is the most important thing, because we are seeing that a lot of Africans are still brainwashed. And that is the reason to which we still sit here and we are seeing our brothers who are not our problem to be the problem of us, because they have created a system. And instead of us to channel our energy towards fighting the system, we are rather fighting ourselves. And this is exactly what they want, because the more we keep fighting, the more it is difficult for the African to unite.
This is a reflection that Africa can chart a path, that Africa is not just a continent that provides for others, but a continent that can provide for our own people for these generations and generations to come. And the likes of Captain Ibrahim Traore have today charted that very definition for all of us to have a blueprint to focus on, to build Africa from one country to another, from one generation to another, with a sense of responsibility that rests on the shoulders of the young people, not only in Burkina Faso, but the continent and the continent's diaspora at large.
Has done us proud.
Le Burkina Faso nous a rendus fiers.
We have been shouting for one Africa.
Nous avons crié pour une Afrique unie.
One president.
Un président.
One passport.
Un passeport.
One army.
Une armée.
One currency.
Une monnaie.
This is the start.
Ça, c'est le début.
Burkina Faso is not a country.
Le Burkina Faso, c'est pas un pays.
Burkina Faso is an idea.
Le Burkina Faso, c'est une idée.
Right now, Burkina Faso is the biggest country in Africa.
Aujourd'hui, le Burkina Faso, c'est le plus grand pays en Afrique.
Because if you walk around the whole continent,
parce que quand vous marchez dans le continent,
ask how many young people,
et vous demandez combien d'hommes, de jeunes,
want to come to Burkina Faso,
combien de jeunes veulent venir au Burkina Faso,
all the youth won't come here.
Tous les jeunes veulent venir au Burkina Faso.
You as Burkina Faso, Burkinabés,
vous les Burkinabés,
start thinking.
Commencez à penser.
You are a big country.
Vous êtes un grand pays.
The ideas of Ibrahim Traore, Captain Traore,
les idées du capitaine Ibrahim Traoré
have reached Europe,
ont touché jusqu'à l'Europe,
America,
les États-Unis,
Caribbean,
les Caraïbes,
and Africa,
et l'Afrique.
And we wish,
et nous souhaitons,
I can say this on national TV,
je peux le dire à la télévision nationale,
the next biggest thing we must do,
la plus grande, la prochaine chose grande que nous devons faire,
now that I'm a citizen here,
maintenant que je suis un citoyen d'ici,
we want to recruit young people,
nous voulons recruter les jeunes
from around the continent,
de tout le continent.
And they must come here.
Ils doivent venir ici.
And train.
Et recevoir l'entraînement.
In national service.
dans le service militaire,
technology,
la technologie,
military,
le militaire,
education,
l'éducation
and social development.
et le développement social.
And when we have about 1 million young people,
Et quand nous avons à peu près 1 million de jeunes,
1 million Burkinabe young people
1 million de Burkinabés jeunes
who can hold a gun,
qui peuvent tenir un pistolet
hold an ejection,
et
write on a board,
écrire sur
answer a phone,
sur un tableau, faire la
we can
médecine,
march to Congo
on peut conquérir le monde.
and put silence. One Africa,
Une Afrique,
one nation.
une nation.
Distingués invités, honorables leaders, chers frères et sœurs, je maintiens devant vous aujourd'hui à Burkina Faso la terre des hommes intégrés. Une terre qui n'est pas seulement des témoins de l'histoire, mais une terre qui l'écrit d'histoire. La terre de Thomas Sankara, un homme qui nous a rappelé qu'Afrique ne manque pas ni de courage, ni de vision, ni de dignity. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for hosting me here in this beautiful country, Burkina Faso, and to the amazing people of Burkina Faso. A country that stands out, a country that born the great revolutionary leader by the name Thomas Sankara, and in his spirit today, we live in the guidance of Captain Ibrahim Traore, a leader that charts not an easy path, but a path that reflects what Africa ought to be, a chart that defines the trajectory for Africa's liberation and Africa's independence. A leader that not only stands out, but speaks a vision that unites a people, speaks a vision that gives a sense of responsibility and belongingness to the people and young people of Burkina Faso. Today, you all align to one big vision, and that is championing a cause for Burkina Faso's self-reliance and self-upliftment. A slogan championed almost 100 years ago in the spirit of Marcus Garvey. Today, this is a reflection that Africa can chart a path, that Africa is not just a continent that provides for others, but a continent that can provide for her own people for these generations and generations to come. And the likes of Captain Ibrahim Traore have today charted that very definition for all of us to have a blueprint to focus on, to build Africa from one country to another, from one generation to another, with a sense of responsibility that rests on the shoulders of the young people, not only in Burkina Faso, but the continent and the continent's diaspora at large. As a frequent traveler across the African continent, often I will be joined by young people who have vision, young people who have been to schools, young people who have earned certificates, young people who are ambitious. They have aims and dream of achieving something in their communities. But for one reason or another, some of them have narrowed these dreams, these ambitions, into becoming caretakers in homes in the Gulf. Some of them have narrowed these dreams into joining risk journey through the Atlantic Ocean to different coasts of the world, just to end up in camps or being marginalized in homes in Europe, in the US, and the list goes on. That is not the trajectory for the young people of Burkina Faso. You guys have chosen something different. When a vision is lost, when a revolution is lost, the consequences are disastrous. And for Burkina Faso, you stand out today. You are not just only a model for generations to come, but a concept that every African country can replicate. This has always been the ambition, have always been the aim for most young people like all of us today. Last month, I took a tour across East Africa. And in that tour, I have a reflection. The continent of Africa is losing $8 billion on logistics gap alone. The continent is losing $4 billion on cost of fuel alone. 40% of agricultural product in the African continent perish before it gets to the markets. What does this mean? A big potential that waits all of us as young people. There are countries that are championing connectivity. I've seen incredible progress in Tanzania, an amazing progress in Burkina Faso, one in which all of us can build upon. What this means is we have no excuse. Everything can be imported except the genuine revolution that's going to liberate Africa, the genuine revolution that's going to provide for Africans, the genuine revolution that's going to say Africa have everything that the world needs, and it is time for us to add value to not only the resources we step on every day, but to the people of the African continent. The rhetoric, the ever narrative of this is a poor continent have to go. And that responsibility rests on the shoulders of the young people. We protect the leadership, we protect the vision, we protect the dream, and we take the responsibility to champion a chart that Africa has never witnessed before. That is an obligation we don't just owe to ourselves, but to the generations of Africans yet unborn who do not deserve to live in a continent and to be looked at as a people below, but a people that stands out. That recognition we must build, and it starts with us, it ends with us. Thank you.
And Captain Ibrahim Traore, Assimi Goita, and Dramani Chiani, our two generals, are here to make sure that unification is back into the continent. We should start seeing ourselves as one people. Why is it that AES leaders have been able to come together and they're rotating the leadership? And our African leaders, those in the democratic elected because everybody wants to be a leader, is finding it so difficult to do. We are seeing how everybody is talking about the Sahelian leaders. We are seeing how we are all moving back because they are the ones that are actually and truly opening the doors to all of us, for us all to unite. And the time for us all to start seeing ourselves as one people is now. And please, I have a new page called Aduba, whereby I talk about bringing the African diasporas and us together, because I realize that a lot of our brothers and sisters in the diaspora still have this notion, believing that they are not Africans because of how other people program us to be. And that is why I created that channel. And it was by somebody's request that I created it. So please subscribe to that channel and support us. Preach the message, because I know you have a lot of things that you know that I do not know. So together we can reconnect with ourselves. The unity of the African is very important. And as the Sahelian leaders are doing, like Captain Ibrahim Traore said, we can all support in our little way. And this is the only way some of us can also throw our support and call for the unification of the African. So we need to start loving ourselves. Self-love is all that we need. And until the Africans start loving him or herself, Africans will continue to be backwards. We need to love ourselves. It is very important. And the time has come for us to go back to who we are, accept who we are, our identity, our culture, our everything. There's nothing they told us about ourselves that is bad. And now that we have the leaders who are leading, making sure that they bring us together, we need to appreciate them. Come back home. This is your home. And all of us are thinking of how to get the Burkinabe permanent residence. You understand? Because if that is where you'll be and you'll be able to help with the fight, it's important. And I know we'll be going to Burkina Faso. I just want to put my things together. Not only Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger. We'll be visiting the latest June one. The last time I went, it was just unplanned visit. I just had the opportunity. I followed them. But this time I'll plan it And then we'll see. When I'm ready, I'll put up the date. Then we'll see what we can do. And maybe we can also mobilize ourselves on this platform and maybe bring other people. Then we can make a tour to these 3 nations to also show what we can also give. Like a lot of people are asking how you can support. Maybe I'll look at it. I'm thinking of creating a platform whereby we'll all be there to always share ideas like some of you have asked me to do. So I will just give me within this week, I'll create the platform, whether Telegram or WhatsApp. United we stand, divided we fall, and united we keep standing forever and ever. The greatest enemy of the African is mental slavery. So let's decolonize ourselves from mental slavery. Let's keep sharing to educate our brothers and sisters. Together we'll make Africa great for ourselves and the next generations that are going to come. So that's the latest around the world in Africa, West Africa, and in Burkina Faso.